Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be travelling on Rex on two of their Boeing 737s here in Sydney. I'm currently at Central Station and I'll be obviously heading off to the airport in the very near future, and we'll be heading down to Melbourne first, and then after a bit of a connection up to Canberra and home. So just to briefly interject, I'm not disinterested, I'm just really tired here. Bit of redemption here. I lost a Rex video in the great memory card debacle of 2023, and pleased to say I've been upgraded to business class using the Rex bid system, and yeah, I think one thing I've learned out of this is don't be a fool with the Rex bid system. Bid the absolute minimum. I bid $25 initially. Last night they sent me an email saying I'd been outbid, so I put my bid up to $40 and I've got that upgrade, and I've still got a bid pending for $25 on the Canberra flight. I haven't received anything saying I've been outbid, so I think I'll end up in business class on that flight as well, but at the moment I'm in economy. So yeah, just waiting for the train here at Central. It's another 5 minutes away. Get to the airport. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have enough time to visit the Rex Lounge this morning. Yeah, I'm going to get to the airport about 6:15. It's a 7 AM flight, and I imagine that security is going to be an absolute nightmare because it's T3 and security. But we'll see. Well, if we get to the Rex Lounge, we get to the Rex Lounge. Anyway, let's go to the airport.
International Airport, Walleye Creek, Torella, and then all stations to Rigsby.
Okay, so I'm in a lift going back downstairs. I've checked in. The check-in agent told me since I only want a carry-on bag, I can try using the express security, which is on the ground floor. Let's see how that goes. I think it's like way down the end here. Hopefully it is actually open, and hopefully it's not busy, because upstairs looks like absolute busy. Yes, that was very, very good advice from the check-in agent. While all those suckers are down or at the main screening point lining up for 20 minutes, I'm already through screening within about 30 seconds. I'm going to see if it's worth going to the lounge, or yeah, otherwise I might head straight to the gate. We'll see. I'm going to head straight to the gate. Definitely. Flying me to Melbourne today is the pride of the fleet, VHRYU, the oldest 737 in the Rex fleet. This aircraft was originally delivered to Virgin Blue in 2003 and is 19 and a half years old. Thank you.
How are you? Good, thank you. Welcome to the stop on the left. How's it going? Awesome, sorry, I'm just going to grab the one. Awesome, welcome to business, just on the right.
Once on board, welcome drinks were offered. Orange juice, water or sparkling water this morning. Alright, so everyone's boarded. The captain has just announced that our off-blocks time or slot time for Melbourne is 7:38 AM, which is in half an hour from now. The weather down in Melbourne doesn't look the best on the weather radar, so I mean it's probably better than holding, but yeah, we'll be on board for almost an hour by the time we actually get away. I've been on since about 6:40. This is a 7 AM departure. So yeah, just going to be chilling here for a bit. After what seemed like forever, we finally pushed back from the gate. However, that wasn't all the waiting this morning, as we had a long line for takeoff up at runway 34 right, equating to about another probably 30-minute delay.
in-flight service. Your choice of a complimentary water, tea or coffee and a sweet snack will be provided. A cashless bar service is available. Please refer to the in-flight beverage menu in your seat pocket for prices. Apple and Google Pay are accepted. There are 2 lavatories.
Okay, so after a pretty extensive delay there in Sydney due to the air traffic control restrictions in Melbourne, and then a very long line for takeoff in Sydney, we are finally on the way. About an hour, I think about an hour and 10 minutes late, and it's a 1 hour 10-minute flight down to Melbourne today. The crew is shortly going to be coming around with the in-flight service. It was a choice of a hot or a cold option. They took orders on the ground. On the hot option, which was eggs and bacon with a hash brown, and the cold option was something to do with halloumi and potatoes, but yeah, eggs and bacon sound good to me. So yeah, that'll be out very shortly, and I look forward to it. So drinks have come around prior to the meal, and of course at this hour of the morning there's nothing else I'm going for other than a coffee. Looks like a reasonably strong one, I hope. You know I need it. So here's the food. It's sort of a hash brown, baked beans, an egg, bacon. There's a muffin. Looks like some yogurt and muesli. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a test. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Egg's probably a little bit overdone, but very overdone. But anyway, that's the only real complaint I've got. Yeah. So I think it's a blueberry muffin. It's quite nice. And that little yogurt and muesli number is probably the highlight of the tray. That's really yummy. Yeah, a win from me. Okay, so really not our day today. We're just around the Mount Buller area, north of Melbourne, and we've been placed into a holding pattern due to the weather in Melbourne. Currently sitting at 25,000 feet in the cloud. Seatbelt signs on, everyone's sitting down. Just expecting a little bit of turbulence, and at the moment there's no landing time for Melbourne as there's thunderstorms moving through. And clearly people don't understand what the seatbelt sign means. As far as the service on this flight goes, the crew member that was serving the business class section was absolutely fantastic. She did not stop the entire service until they were asked to sit down for turbulence, just at top of descent. Yeah, absolutely can't complain. The rec service is fantastic. The food was great. Yeah, it's just a very, very long Sydney-Melbourne flight with this weather. Hopefully we're carrying enough holding fuel and don't have to divert anywhere. Yeah. I guess I will have a bit of a gripe with the Rex, and that is they need to be consistent with their onboard product. So they currently have 7 737s. Currently 4 of them have Wi-Fi. I thought the remainder of them all had streaming in-flight entertainment, similar to the Qantas streaming or the Virgin Australia entertainment. This one has neither, and I think it's just that they've came out and said when they launched the Wi-Fi that the 2 aircraft at that point in time, they didn't have the 7th aircraft. They said that the 2 aircraft that had the Wi-Fi at that point in time, that didn't have the Wi-Fi at that point in time, would be getting fitted in the coming months. Now that was over a year ago now, So I just find it a little bit silly that they haven't done it. It doesn't look very smart when they announce things and then don't do them. Similar to their frequent flyer program, that they are constantly saying, "Oh yeah, we're ready to bring it out," and then they don't. Yeah, so Rex just need to be more consistent and follow through with what they're saying. It would be really good, because the crew are there, that they are making a huge difference, and Rex needs to just, the management need to back them up, give them a consistent product, and yeah. Alright, so we've finally been given a landing time into Melbourne, which is 9:40 AM, and that is in about 20 minutes time, which would have us arriving in Melbourne probably by the time we get to the gate, let's just say 9:45ish. I believe we were due to be there at 8:30, so about an hour and 15 minutes behind schedule. And yeah, it's been pretty long old flight, this one. We left the gate, or the air bridge is pulled back. I've got a picture at 7:31 AM. So by the time we land, it's going to be well over 2 hours since we left the gate, or since we closed the door. So that's a very long flight. Yeah, just skimming the tops of the clouds at the moment, and setting tracks inbound for Melbourne. Thank you very much. See you later. Okay, I have arrived in Melbourne. I do have another flight with Rex, which I will be filming, and it will be part of this video, so stay tuned. However, they weren't a valid pair on the website. The valid connection on the Canberra service was a later flight, left about 9 o'clock, and booking them separately was about $100 cheaper. So in light of that, I have to go and collect my bag and recheck in. So yeah, let's go do that. Okay, Melbourne's weather is a fair bit cooler than Sydney. I believe it's 2-hour bag drop for Rex. It's not like Virgin and Qantas where you can essentially just show up whenever, as long as check-in's open. I think they're 2-hour bag drop, and I'm just outside that 2 hours. I believe flight's at 12:15, and it's about 10 past 10 now. So we might have to wait a few minutes, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad at all. So I didn't go through the bag drop process in Sydney, however the bag drop process here fully automated and a lot easier than what it was lining up in Sydney. And now it's time to head through Melbourne's T4 security, which is always fun, and then off to the Rex Lounge for a little bit. It's giving me seat 1F today. When you do these upgrades, it just allocates you a seat, and usually business class is full and you can't move. I prefer row 2, but row 1, there is a few spare seats in business class, but they're all aisle seats, including the one next to me, so I'm just going to stick it to row 1. And yeah, this line looks like fun, but good thing I've got plenty of time now. So yeah, if you have a priority pass, the Rex Lounge is also for you.
3 to make Gambia. Please come forward with your boarding pass at gate 31, and we do apologise for the delay this morning. Smoking, including use of e-cigarettes, is not permitted, and all electronic devices are to be turned off. Once again, we do apologise for the delay to your service to make Gambia.
I have left the Rex Lounge. I didn't film much in there because it was incredibly busy today. The aircraft I flew in on a couple of hours ago is actually broken. So all the passengers that were travelling on that were actually, well, that were lounge access, are actually all back in the lounge now. They've just reboarded. They had already gotten off. Now they're back on again. So anyway, I'm heading up to the gate a bit early because I've exhausted the lounge. It's tiny. It's nothing exciting at all. But yeah, the aircraft's here. Flagship aircraft, VHREX. Which was the aircraft I flew on when I lost the business class footage. So yeah. So here's the flagship VHREX on the bay. Apparently it's named K-Hull. And just watch this shambles of a boarding process where they forget to scan everyone's boarding pass.
Straight ahead. Thank you. Straight ahead, sir. Thank you. And down this way, sir. There you go. Straight ahead, sir.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, but you're sitting with Drew today. No.
The wheelchair away. We haven't even done general. You haven't even done business.
Your business is done.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have two without boarding passes.
There we go.
Emirates now welcomes all remaining passengers.
Sir, how are you today? Beautiful, thank you very much. Beautiful. Mr. Matthews, welcome to business class.
On this flight, the same choice of pre-flight drinks: orange juice, water, or sparkling water. Out at the runway there is VHRYU departing back to Sydney, a whole 2 hours and 34 minutes late. Not their day at all.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. David Steinert speaking from the flight deck on behalf of Captain Paul Miller, Con and his wonderful team looking after the cabin. Welcome aboard Rex Flight 616 to Canberra. Just got a bit of a delay here. There's about 8 aeroplanes to depart before us and arrivals. I'd like to apologise for the delay. We're down to single runway operations here in Melbourne with the weather. Flight time through to Canberra is 44 minutes. We're expecting a few bumps down low and also on the set into Canberra. Some turbulence forecast. So please sit back, relax, enjoy your seatbelts firmly fastened, and I'll get back to you, Paul will get back to you later on with any updates on our arrival information. Thank you for your patience.
So the climb out of Melbourne was pretty rough today. Plenty of bumps getting up through the clouds and around the weather system. The Virgin flight that left Canberra before us actually flew all the way around the storm system, and we just went straight over the top of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be commencing the in-flight service. Your choice.
Okay, finally on the way to Canberra. A very, very long delay there, getting out of Melbourne due to congestion. So yeah, I think we left the gate on time, 12:15, took off about 1 o'clock, so about 45 minutes waiting. GoPro, it ran out of battery. It was a GoPro Fox, it's still chewing through batteries quicker than it should. But yeah. The in-flight service should be out soon. It's a choice of a pork and fennel sausage roll with accompaniments or a cheese platter. Already got a drink, just a Sprite with ice, and yeah, look forward to this sausage roll. Alright, so here's the pork and fennel sausage roll with the accompaniments there. I'm going to get straight into this. I don't have time to set the GoPro up so you can watch me eating it because we've already started our descent. Okay, so everyone's sitting down already. They're expecting some turbulence into Canberra, which sort of goes with the territory because the weather between Canberra, Melbourne and Sydney is horrendous. A lot of storm activity around, so I'm expecting it's not going to be the nicest of approaches. Wasn't the nicest climb out, certainly got a little bit bumpy, as you'll see if you watch the full takeoff landing video. So yeah, oh sorry, scuffed everything now, I'm burping again. Yeah, the pork and fennel sausage roll is pretty good, and yeah, Rex is always great service.
Lovely to see you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.
I have just arrived in Canberra on board Rex. 2 flights featured in this video, very different flights. One was like the longest Melbourne, Sydney. One was the longest Melbourne to Sydney flight in history, and one was a 43-minute, very, very bumpy flight from Melbourne to Canberra. Fantastic service from Rex, really friendly crew, and you know, value for money. I paid, I think, $100 for each of those flights. It was around about the $100 mark. And then the upgrade on the first flight was $45. The upgrade on the second flight was $25. So that bid system is worth it with Rex, but always bid the lowest. And they will tell you if you've been outbid, and you can put in another bid. But keep the bids low, because, as I said, they'll let you know if you've been outbid, and then you can put in a higher bid if you want. Don't be fooled by putting in a high bid. That's what they don't want you to know. Anyway, if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell on. Not sure if I'll be back next Monday, because I have no more flying planned. However, in saying that, that's 4 weeks away, and I probably will. Hopefully something interesting. But yeah, stay tuned, and you never know, I might do the YouTuber black hole Q&A thing on Instagram if I'm out of flight videos to make. So stay tuned, and I'll see you then. Thought it'd be appropriate to mention it here. I actually almost left the airport without my checked-in bag. I was that tired. Have fun!